And, you know, it's part of sort of the NBA, like, highs and lows as a coach. You start out well, we couldn't sustain it. They got a bunch of young guys that continued to play. But I thought the start was good. They got back in it quicker than we had hoped.
What happened in that second quarter?
You know, they just went on a run. You know, we missed a lot of shots. We missed a lot of shots that led to a lot of transition. I give them credit. They pushed the ball. I thought we made some foolish decisions in transition defense. I thought we were far too risky, you know, trying to make plays in the backcourt, and we got punished for it. And, you know, that was probably the down point of the game, that little window. Other than that, I thought there were some good things that happened going forward.
Was you hurt your throat there for a second when Joel went up for that dunk and came down the way he did?
Yes. You know, and really, if I had that again, I probably would have sent somebody out to foul instead of using a timeout. You know, at that stage, you had two. And you're never comfortable on the road with that few timeouts. But I decided to use one, and because of your point, you just wanted to stop the game as quick as you could and help him if he needed it.
What type of lift do you think Mike gave you guys tonight?
I mean, there were a few threes that he hit, and there was one putback. There was one offensive rebound that I thought was really big. You have a decision when you take J.J. out and Joel out and Jimmy Butler out, and you have Ben and Mike and TJ and Landry and Corey. You're waiting to get the big boys back in the game. And I thought that group that I just said, you know, Ben and company, did a good job, and they kept the momentum going. And I thought Mike had a really big putback during one of those periods. And so, you know, I thought that Mike was our bell ringer tonight. I thought he did a great job, especially on that play that I'm mentioning. I thought the game was kind of in a funny place, and I thought he helped move it forward.
Joe, I mean, he said he was okay, and then he went back in the game.
He is fine. I just passed him going to the shower. I told him not to fake that back injury after he missed the dunk, and he found it funny, which is a good thing. But I think he's okay.
Did he ask to go back in, or just with the stuff?
I asked him. I mean, I think I've been with him the longest out of anybody. When I say, how are you, he'll tell me straight. You know, I'm not good or I am good. And when he says I'm good, I believe him. And to date, he has not let me down, you know, and he understands we're on the road. We have a decent margin. If it's anything risky, he's not going to try to play hero. And you know, I have doctors all around me and him. And so he said he was fine, and we move on.
Did you get more of what you saw out of Jimmy tonight, first time in about a week and a half from Jimmy, and just how he came out, what ways he affected the game tonight?
I mean, just look at him. He's an athlete, you know, and he's so gifted physically, and I think that his spirit defensively spills over to the group. And then I liked what I saw when we gave him the ball. You know, we didn't really run complicated offense. It was quite simple and spaced, and I thought he did a really good job with that. But there is no denying his personality, his presence, his physicality, how it's infectious. It really is contagious. It spreads throughout our defensive mentality, and I thought he did that tonight.
Last one. Do you think Jonah's ready for international basketball later this year?
I do. And when I used to coach the Australian team, one of the things that we set up years ago was sort of a national depth chart, so that you didn't blink and get caught and like, oh, where are the three men? You know, you didn't groom and grow and you didn't get caught. And I think that, you know, back in the day you had Ronaldson and so on, and then David Anderson at that 4 spot. And then you started reaching. You started going small ball with Barlow or Ingles or whatever. And I think that he is an international foreman. As I judge the history of Australian basketball, and especially that really important position, I think he can be that. I think he can be a starting 4 internationally, and he's growing his three-point shot. Long-winded yes, but it's a yes.
Brett, one last Aussie question. Our boy tonight, Ben Simmons, the first term, he was magnificent, wasn't he? Just got those 11 points away, opened it right up, set the night up for you.
Yeah. And Eddie, if you look at what he's done historically this year, just banging out numbers, Because as I said to the pregame press, it's not like I call his number a bunch. He puts his thumbprint on a game immediately with his athleticism and his size, and can rebound and run and create and get to the rim. And, you know, to your point, he has been doing this, evidently, I'm told, by historic proportions. I think he's an NBA All-Star in his second year, you know, playing with me and in the league. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of him. But he really can impact the game without somebody force-feeding his play calling and calling his number all the time.